Chapter 257 of Jujutsu Kaisen is finally here, and it was 100% absolutely worth the wait. We finally have one of, if not the biggest question in JJK answered in this chapter, and my guy Yuji finally has his shining moment as the MC. Like, he straight up sends Sukuna into a rage we have never seen before. Easily one of the best chapters in the entire series, but before I spoil anything else, let's get right into it. So the chapter begins with a small flashback to Sukuna and Urame talking about Yuji. Urame asks Sukuna who Yuji even is, because he has an unexplainable power just from the residual cursed energy that Sukuna left behind just before separating from him. This is a flashback to before all of this stuff even happened, when he was still in Megumi's body, and this was apparently the moment that Sukuna chose to reveal a major secret. Sukuna reveals that he ate his twin brother when he was in his mother's womb in order to not starve to death, and that dead twin's soul somehow ended up in Kenjaku's hands, which led to the creation of Yuji. So yeah, there we freaking go, guys. Yuji and Sukuna are goddamn twins, like biological for real twins. There were a lot of people that had this as a theory, actually, that the reason why Sukuna in his reincarnated form has multiple sets of arms and legs is because he absorbed a twin in the womb, and there's also some real life folklore stuff to back it up. And in retrospect, it makes perfect sense why Yuji was the perfect vessel for Sukuna, because he pretty much is Sukuna. He's as close to Sukuna as you're gonna get. I think I actually even made a video talking about this theory before, but like I said, there were a ton of people that had this idea out there. So I mean, man, that is a freaking mind effort, right? But we must move on. So Yuji's pretty much the reincarnated version of that consumed brother. Kenjaku somehow got his hands on that brother's soul, and that's how Yuji was born. I mean, I really don't understand how Kenjaku did that. The longer that Kenjaku is dead, the more and more questions come up that I feel like might not ever get answered because he's gone. So that kind of sucks. Well, getting back to the conversation, Urame wonders if Yuji also has the same innate potential as Sukuna, which he should, since again, he's his twin, right? Well, we're about to find out, because we cut back to Sukuna and Yuji, and they are facing off getting ready for round 2, or whatever round you want to call it by this point. And literally right off rip, Yuji hits 2 black flashes back to back. Yuji is then pushed back as he lands on a pillar, which he slices and throws towards Sukuna. The narrator explains that Yuji currently has 2 curse techniques in him: blood manipulation from the death paintings, and Sukuna's curse technique called Mizushi, or shrine. So if that reveal at the beginning of the chapter wasn't enough for you, I mean, here we go. We get the official reveal of Sukuna's curse technique. It's just called shrine. I still feel like the slashing isn't what his actual curse technique is. I just think it's one aspect of it. But hey, we officially get the technique name dropped here. That's some massive news in itself. So this confirms that the technique that Yuji unlocked at the end of the previous chapter was Sukuna's technique, which is shrine. And we also get the confirmation that Yuji had consumed the death paintings that Choso had recovered a while back, and that is how he has the blood manipulation. I made like 3 different videos on that, so I'm glad that got confirmed. I feel like that wasn't a very controversial take anyway, but I mean, the important thing here is that Yuji is somehow using his technique like off rip, and Sukuna notices this, but he also notices that since he's a different person, the technique is a little different due to era and representation of the user. So in a sense, you can kind of think of it as how like a Nen ability to a person is a representation of them. I guess a little bit of personality gets etched into the curse technique itself, which I think is kind of interesting. Sukuna thinks it's ridiculous that Yuji is able to use it anyway, referring to his curse technique, but since he just learned about it, the output is low. We then get a small flashback to Ino asking for permission from Gojo, Shoko, and Ichiji to use Nanami's curse tool, because they were Nanami's old friends and they knew him more. But Gojo reassures Ino that he can use Nanami's curse tool because Nanami trusted Ino more than anyone. So the reason we're like randomly cutting back to this flashback is because Ino does end up joining the fight again. As Sukuna and Yuji are fighting, he comes in with Nanami's curse tool once again, after summoning a dragon, which I think might be his final auspicious beast that he didn't reveal, which I guess is pretty cool of Gege to kind of punch in there. But he tries hitting Sukuna with the blade, and Sukuna just catches it with his foot. But as he's about to slash Ino, he notices that Yuji is right behind him, winding back a punch. But he notices too late because Yuji hits Sukuna with another black flash. Sukuna gets agitated as he thinks that Yuji has been landing black flashes as if it's nothing, and then Sukuna gets enraged as he wonders wonders if Yuji is intending to stand on equal ground to him. So Yuji is getting this man Sukuna pissed. He's throwing black flashes left and right, and he's genuinely starting to get really agitated at the fact that Yuji thinks that he could step up to him, which I mean, he literally is live right now. Well, Sukuna then destroys the landing they were on and tries to punch Yuji as soon as he lands, but Yuji grabs hold of his arm and punches him back to the wall. Sukuna's little tricks are not working right now. Yuji is just continuously putting work into him, not letting up, giving him non-stop barrages of punches. Like, this is the stuff we've been waiting for, guys. This is what we've been wanting to see from our MC here. Yuji is finally freaking doing it. Like, I can't even believe what I'm seeing. Sukuna just keeps throwing slashes at Yuji, but Yuji is not budging. Yuji lands another black flash, but Sukuna grabs his face and slashes it. But even with his bleeding face, Yuji hits one more black flash on Sukuna. This is a straight up dogfight, man. I just absolutely love how gritty and dirty this fight is getting. Like, Yuji is just laying it all out on the table right now. He is not holding back whatsoever. Sukuna is totally enraged at Yuji as he screams, "You brat." But he gets hit with Nanami's blunt knife, which Ino had thrown as a last push. This gives Yuji time to prepare for one more black flash as Ino says, "I think I did alright for someone like me. Hit him hard, Yuji." And that is exactly what my boy does, because Yuji Itadori hits his 8th consecutive black flash on Sukuna. 8 freaking black flashes. 7 this chapter and 1 from the previous chapter. My boy Yuji is officially a menace. Nobody can deny it. I genuinely feel like this is like the most excited I've been for a manga chapter in a while. So many freaking insane reveals and like such amazing fight sequences. And we have no break next week. I mean, as JJK fans, can we really ask for more right now? I'm just soaking it all in and enjoying it. I hope you guys are too. Let me know what you guys thought about this chapter in the comments below. That is it for this one though. Have an absolutely wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, whatever, and I'll see you guys in the next video.